remember the day so clearly. The sun was shining, sky so blue. You were smiling across the table, but my heart was chasing something new. We'd shared nights and little mornings, built a life without a ring. You gave me love in quiet ways, and I didn't see the gift you bring. I walked out for a fleeting feeling, a spark that barely knew my name. And in the shadow of that moment, I chose a path I can't reclaim. You trusted me without a question. You believed in all I said, and I was blind to the treasure right in front of my head. The day I chose wrong, love, was the day I lost it all. The girl who gave her everything was the one I let fall. The day I chose wrong, love, I walked into the night alone. Now I'm haunted by the silence of the heart I let go. The day I chose wrong, love. Her laughter still echoes in my memory, her handprints on the wall. Every little thing I took for granted, now I see the cost of it all. I thought the new would make me happier, but it was only passing flame. And every moment spent away from her brought the weight of guilt and shame. She stayed so steady through my storms, through every fear I could not face. But I turned my back on her forever, for a love I can't replace. She gave me all I ever needed, every dream, every care. And I chose the wrong road selfishly, leaving nothing but despair. The day I chose wrong, love, was the day I lost it all. The girl who gave her everything was the one I let fall. The day I chose wrong, love, I walked into the night alone. Now I'm haunted by the silence of the heart I let go. The day I chose wrong, love. If I could turn back the clock today, I'd run straight into her arms, tell her every word I never said, and keep her safe from harm. But time doesn't bend for regret, and tears can't fix the past. The love I left behind forever is the one that couldn't last. The day I chose wrong, love, was the day I lost the best of me. The girl who stood beside forever deserved more than I could see. The day I chose wrong, love, I threw away a lifetime true. Now every lonely night reminds me of the love I never knew. The day I chose wrong, love, and it will stay with me. The day I chose wrong, love. She woke up with the sunrise, coffee brewing on the side, smiles that felt like summer, and a love I couldn't hide. We shared dreams on quiet evenings, walked through streets hand in hand. She made a life feel like forever without needing any plans. She stayed with me through the thunder, through every storm I could not face. Gave her heart without a question. Her love filled every space. But I kept my wall surrounding, afraid to call it mine. And now I see what I was losing was love without a line. She gave me everything I wanted, everything I never knew. All the laughter, all the mornings, all her heart pure and true. She gave me everything but a ring, every piece of her soul and time. She gave me love without a limit, but I never crossed the line. She gave me every little moment, every dream we could have shared. And now I live inside the silence of the life I never dared. She gave me everything but a ring. The jacket's still hanging in the closet, the scent of her perfume remains. The couch where we used to sit is empty now, but the memory stays. She kissed me in the kitchen, held my hand in the pouring rain. Every touch felt like forever, every word a sweet refrain. And I thought I had all the time to call the love I felt my own. But one day I walked away and left her heart alone. She gave me love without conditions, never asked for more than me. And I ignored the quiet warning of what my heart could be. She gave me everything but a ring, every piece of her soul and time. She gave me love without a limit, but I never crossed the line. She gave me every little moment, every dream we could have shared. And now I live inside the silence of the life I never dared. She gave me everything but a ring. If I could go back and hold her, tell her what I should have said, I'd give her every ring and promise before I walked away instead. But time won't bend for broken hearts, and tears can't bring her home. All that's left is empty memories of a love I let roam. She gave me everything but a ring, the only love I'll ever know. The girl who stood beside me through every high and low. She gave me every piece of forever, but I let my fear decide. And now I live with the silence of the love I left outside. She gave me everything but a ring, and I can't take back a thing. You were standing in the doorway with the evening in your eyes. The quiet in that moment felt heavier than goodbye. suitcase by the hallway table, memories hanging in the air. Everything we built together was suddenly nowhere. You asked me if I loved her the way I once loved you. I couldn't find the courage to say what wasn't true. And in the silence of your breathing, I felt the distance grow between the life we shared and the road I chose to go. You never tried to stop me, you never raised your voice. You just let the tears fall slowly while I made the worst choice. I said goodbye to the best love I had, to the arms that felt like home, to the heart that never doubted me. Even when I felt alone, I said goodbye to the best love I had, for a dream that couldn't stay. And now every night reminds me of the love I threw away. I said goodbye to the best love I had. There's a picture on the dresser from a summer by the sea. You were laughing in the sunlight like the world was meant to be. We were dancing in the kitchen to a song on the radio. And in that simple moment, you were all I needed most. But somewhere in my restless heart, a foolish thought appeared that maybe something different was waiting somewhere near. And now the silence of this empty room is louder than before, and every memory whispers what I was living for. You were giving me forever while I chased the passing flame, and now the only thing that's left is the echo of your name. I said goodbye to the best love I had, to the arms that felt like home, to the heart that never doubted me. Even when I felt alone, I said goodbye to the best love I had, for a dream that couldn't stay. And now every night reminds me of the love I threw away. I said goodbye to the best love I had. If I could walk back through that doorway, I'd fall down to my knees, beg the past to change direction and bring you back to me. But time doesn't hear regrets, and tears can't turn it back. Forever was right beside me, and I let it fade to black. I said goodbye to the best love I had, the only love that felt so true, the one who gave her whole forever without asking me to prove. I said goodbye to the best love I had, and the truth I face today is the greatest love I ever knew, is the love I gave away. I said goodbye to the best love I had, and that goodbye will always stay. morning light across the bedroom, your shadow dancing on the wall. You were humming in the silence, like love was simple after all. 2 cups waiting in the kitchen, your laughter filling up the air. Every little thing between us felt like something rare. And we had plans without a wedding, dreams we whispered late at night, talking about a little future under city lights. But somewhere in my restless heart, I started drifting far from home, and I didn't see the damage till the love we had was gone. You were giving me your whole world while I was chasing passing dreams, and now the truth is all that's left in the quiet in-between. We shared a life I was too blind to keep, a love that stood through everything. You gave your heart so endlessly, while mine forgot its wings. We shared a life I was too blind to keep, a home that felt so warm and true. Now every lonely night reminds me I should have stayed with you. We shared a life I was too blind to keep. Your sweater's still here in the closet, your book's still resting by the bed. Little pieces of a story in the words we never said. You were always there to listen when the world was closing in. You believed in every promise, even ones I couldn't win. But one day something changed inside me, a moment I can't understand, and I walked into the distance while you reached out your hand. Now the silence in these hallways feels heavier than before. Every memory keeps whispering what I was living for. You were everything I needed, but I was too lost to see. Now the man I become tonight is someone you wouldn't believe. We shared a life I was too blind to keep, a love that stood through everything. You gave your heart so endlessly, while mine forgot its wings. We shared a life I was too blind to keep, a home that felt so warm and true. Now every lonely night reminds me I should have stayed with you. We shared a life I was too blind to keep. If I could turn the clock backwards, I'd run before you closed that door. Hold your heart a little tighter, like I should have done before. But time won't heal a broken man, and tears can't fix the past. Forever was right in my hands, but I let it slip too fast. We shared a life I was too blind to keep, the love I'll never find again. You were the calm inside my chaos, the closest thing to heaven. We shared a life I was too blind to keep, and now the truth is hard to face. The best love I ever had is a memory I can't replace. We shared a life I was too blind to keep, and now I live with my mistake. You were folding laundry by the window, sunlight falling through your hair. The quiet rhythm of our living felt like love was everywhere. We never rushed into forever, but somehow we were already there. Sharing dinner, sharing mornings, like two hearts were meant to share. You knew the secrets in my silence, you knew the storms behind my eyes. And every night you held me closer, like you saw a better life. But somewhere in a careless moment, a stranger walked into my days. A passing spark I didn't question, till it slowly pulled away. It started small, just conversations, just a laugh, a lingering glance. I never thought a single month could steal my second chance. 1 month was enough to lose forever, enough to break the life we made. 30 days of foolish choices, and the love we had just slipped away. 1 month was enough to lose forever, a heart that always stayed with me. Now every night I face the silence of the man I chose to be. 1 month was enough to lose forever. You were waiting in the living room when I walked in late that night. Your eyes were full of quiet questions and a pain you tried to hide. You didn't scream, you didn't blame me, you just asked if it was true. And in the stillness of that moment, I saw the best of you. You said love was never perfect, but it shouldn't feel like war. Then you slowly closed the distance between us and the door. And the sound of your last footsteps still echoes in my mind. The day forever walked away and left my heart behind. You gave a love that never wavered, while mine was drifting out to sea. Now every memory reminds me of who I used to be. 1 month was enough to lose forever, enough to break the life we made. 30 days of foolish choices, and the love we had just slipped away. 1 month was enough to lose forever, the heart that always stayed with me. Now every night I face the silence of the man I chose to be. 1 month was enough to lose forever. If time could turn like pages, I'd tear that chapter from my life. Erase the night I let temptation take the place of what was right. Because forever isn't fragile until someone lets it fall. And it took me just 1 moment to lose the best love of them all. 1 month was enough to lose forever, enough to end the life we knew. The home we built in quiet moments disappeared the day you flew. 1 month was enough to lose forever, the only love that stayed so true. Now every lonely night reminds me what one mistake can do. 1 month was enough to lose forever. And forever was with you. used to wake before the sunrise just to watch the morning sky, while I was still lost in my dreaming. You were standing by my side, 2 cups waiting on the table, your quiet smile across the room. Every little thing you gave me felt like love I never knew. We were living like forever in a home we slowly made. Every laugh and every whisper was a promise that we laid. But somewhere in my restless heart, a foolish shadow started to grow, and I walked toward a stranger, leaving love I used to know. You never asked for more than honesty. You never asked for anything, just a heart that wouldn't wander from the love that you would bring. I left the one who loved me most, the one who never walked away, the one who stood beside my storms when the sky was turning gray. I left the arms that felt like home for a road I shouldn't choose. Now the hardest truth I carry is the love I chose to lose. I left the one who loved me most, still a jacket in the hallway, and your book beside the bed. Little traces of a lifetime in the words we never said. You believed in every moment, every dream we talked about, but I chased a passing feeling that has only left me down. Now the nights are cold and empty, and the silence feels so loud. Every memory reminds me you deserved a stronger man somehow. You gave a love that never faded, even when my heart grew weak. And now I'm standing in the ruins of the life we couldn't keep. I left And now the hardest truth I carry is the love I chose to lose. I left the one who loved me most. If I could rewrite every moment, I'd run before you closed that door. I'd hold your heart a little tighter, like I should have done before. But time won't listen to regret, and tears won't bring you back to me. All that's left is this confession of the man I failed to be. I left the one who loved me most, the only love that felt so true, the one who gave her hope forever, without asking me to prove. I left the heart that never doubted, for a dream that couldn't last. Now I live inside the memory of the love I let slip past. I left the one who loved. You were standing by the window, watching rain fall on the street. Your reflection in the silence looked like someone losing sleep. We had built a life in pieces, small routines and simple days. You called it love without conditions, I called it something safe. You always knew the way I struggled with the storms inside my head, but you held my heart so gently, like it was yours instead. You believed in every promise, even ones I never said, while I was slowly drifting from the life we used to live. You were the girl who stayed while I walked away, holding on while I let go. You kept the door wide open, but I chose another road. You were the heart that never left me, even when I turned away. And now I'm lost inside the memory of the girl who stayed, the girl who stayed while I walked away. There's a picture on the dresser from a trip we took last year. You were laughing in the sunlight, like the world was ours to share. Every night you waited for me, every dream you gave was true. But somewhere in my restless heart, I forgot the love in you. One new face, one careless moment, one mistake I can't erase. And now the house we built together feels like someone else's place. You were standing in the doorway with tears you tried to hide, and I walked out without knowing I was leaving my whole life. You were the girl who stayed while I walked away, holding on while I let go. You kept the If I could hear your voice tonight, I'd beg the past to change its mind. I'd run back through every moment just to hold you one more time. But love like yours deserved forever, not a man who lost his way. Now forever lives inside the story of the girl who chose to stay. You were the girl who stayed while I walked away, while my heart was running blind. You were everything I needed, but I left it all behind. You were the love that never faded, even on my darkest days. And now the truth I live with is the price I have to pay for leaving the girl who stayed. Morning light through the window pane, you're brushing sleep out of your eyes, your hair falling across your shoulders like the sun rising in disguise. We share the quiet of the kitchen, two cups warming up our hands. You looked at me like I was home, like love was more than just a plan. No ring shining on our fingers, no wedding dress, no church bells ringing. But every night when you held me close, it felt like forever we were living. You believed in every moment, like our story had no end. And I never thought I'd be the one who'd lose his closest friend. We live like lovers, not like strangers, like two hearts already tied, like promises were softly spoken, and every night we slept side by side. We live like lovers, not like strangers, sharing dreams beneath one roof. But somewhere in my restless heart, I walked away from the truth. Now the silence says your name in every memory that remains. We live like lovers, not like strangers. The couch still holds your favorite blanket, the scent of you still fills the air. Every corner of this lonely room reminds me you were there. You used to laugh at my bad jokes, you used to steal my side of the bed, and every little thing you did was a love I never said. Then one day something changed inside me, a moment I can't explain. One new face and one mistake. was all it took to bring the pain. You gave me love without a limit, a heart that never asked for more, and I traded it for nothing. Now I'm standing at this door. We live like lovers, not like strangers, like two hearts already tied, like promises were softly spoken, and every night we slept side by side. We live like lovers, not like strangers, sharing dreams beneath one roof. But somewhere in my restless heart, I walked away from the truth. Now the silence says your name, in every memory that remains. We live like lovers, not like strangers. Love was measured by the moments, you gave me more than I deserved. Every night, every midnight talk was a lesson I never learned. Now I see the life I lost in the shadow of my pride. Of forever that was in my hands before I pushed it aside. Not like strangers, like our hearts had always known, that every dream and every breath was building up our home. We live like lovers, not like strangers, but I was blind to what was true. Now every lonely night reminds me that I was meant for you. And the hardest truth I face tonight is knowing love like yours was rare. We live like lovers, but I left you standing there. I still remember Sunday mornings, you dancing slowly in the kitchen light, coffee cups and quiet laughter. Everything about it felt so right. We never talked about forever, but somehow we were already there. Two hearts living in the same small world, like love was floating in the air. You knew the way I took my silence, you knew the storms inside my mind. You gave your heart without conditions, and I left the best love I could find. I wish I knew what I was losing before I let your hand slip free. Now every road just leads me back to what you meant to me. Sorry is all I have left to give after the love I still a photo on the table of a trip we took by the sea. You held my arm like I was home, like you believed in you and me. We shared the nights, we shared the mornings, shared dreams we never got to live. You gave the kind of love so rare, and I gave less than I could give. One moment changed the life we built, one foolish heart that chased the new. And now the silence in this house feels heavier than losing you. You were the one who stayed beside me through every shadow I became. And now the only thing I carry is the echo of your name. Sorry is all I have left to give after the love I chose to break. You gave me every piece of heaven, and I threw it all away. Sorry is all I have left to whisper into the empty space you left. I had your heart here in my hands, and now I'm drowning in regret. Sorry is all I have left to give. If I could turn the clock to yesterday, I'd run before you walked away. Hold you like I should have done before my love began to fade. But time doesn't listen to broken men, and tears can't rebuild what I destroyed. You deserved a love that stayed forever, not a heart that got confused. Sorry is all I have left to give for every tear you cried alone, for every dream I left behind inside the life we called our home. Sorry is all I have left to offer, though I know it can't repair the love you gave so endlessly when I wasn't even there. Sorry is all I have left to give to the girl who truly cared. You were there before the morning light, coffee waiting by my side. Your quiet smile across the room felt more like home than I deserved. We shared the little things in life, late night talks and cheap red wine. No rings, no vows, no wedding day, but somehow we were more than that. You gave me love without a promise, and trusted me without a doubt. I held a heart that beat for me, but I was too blind to see it now. I broke the home we never married into, the life we built without a name. We live like vows were already spoken, but I still walked away. You gave me every piece of your forever, while I chased something new. Now every night I face the silence, knowing I destroyed me and you. Your shoes are still beside the door. Your picture's hanging on the wall. Every corner of this empty room still whispers memories of us. You held my hand through every storm, through every fear I couldn't say. But one new face, one careless spark was all it took to lose your heart. You loved a man who didn't deserve it. You gave your soul so honestly. Now I'm the ghost inside these memories of who I used to be. I broke the home we never married into, the life we built without a name. We live like vows were already spoken, but I still walked away. You gave me every piece of your forever while I chased something new. Now every night I face the silence, knowing I destroyed me and you. I broke the home we never married into. If I could turn back every second, I'd run back to your arms tonight. Trade every stranger in this world for one more chance to make it right. But sorry sounds so small and empty against the tears you cried alone. And every dream we planned together is now a house I broke on my own. I broke the home we never married into, the love that should have been my life. You were the promise I abandoned before you could be my wife. You gave me every piece of forever while I threw it away. Now every night I live with the truth of the price I have to pay. I broke the home we never married into, and lost the love that chose to stay.